From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Em Burnham.
And today we have one of those episodes that you're going to want to save, bookmark, send to your friends, send to yourself if you need a reminder, because it is about a very important moment that unfortunately most of us go through many, many, many times in our lives. First dates.
First dates. What do you do on a first date? What's your usual go-to first date?
I love just because I live alone and I'm also responsible for a lot of people. So the mental load of just surviving is a lot for me. And I make all the decisions for myself and a lot of people all the time. So I actually, not to be like an old-fashioned damsel in distress, imagine if I like outed myself, I'm a secret trad wife. It's just no one's married me. Stop. And I was like, just want to be at home. I actually love when the guy plans the date but also nothing too crazy. I think sometimes dinner is too much to commit to. I love sometimes just going for like a walk somewhere, like around the harbour, like near water, and then just going and having a drink because then it's really casual. Yeah. But I actually do love seeing a movie on a first date first. And then, because then you get anticipation of seeing next to the person and then going for a drink after. And then the whole, like that whole fail-safe idea is that you have the movie to talk about.
Yeah, if you run out of things to talk about.
And it takes away so much of the awkwardness. What about you?
It's also good because I feel like when you... And I feel like this only happens really to women who are also writers.
Yeah.
When you go on a first date, I think you automatically take on the role as the interviewer.
Yeah, you ask them all these questions. And also I've got this is something I've realized too with a lot of first dates that I go on, is that sometimes I think I've had a really good first date because I'm like, we were laughing and we were chatting and we were like leaning in. And then I was like, wait. I wasn't laughing at them. Like I was putting on a show like I do when I'm doing a podcast. Like I've got my
You went on a date with yourself and you had a great time.
I was so entertaining. No, I just think that like I've got my stories that I know are like my really good stories to tell. And I've honed to perfection the comedic timing, the cliffhanger moments. And, you know, because of like our lives, we get to do a lot of really cool, interesting wild things, especially from like my past like jobs as like a travel writer and stuff. And those stories just absolutely kill.
Yeah.
But then later on you're like, but he didn't say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
And maybe that's what I'm looking for. What do you do on a first date?
I feel like my first dates are very similar. I love getting a drink at like a trendy bar.
Yeah. Because because I have a rule of no stools. If I walk in, there's only stools, the date's over.
Oh, I have a rule of it has to be a bar that we can book at.
Oh, yeah, because there's nothing worse than not being able to find a table. And then they put you on the end of a communal table or something.
Or you start off the date waiting for a table.
That's so awkward.
And you're like trying to have a conversation but also trying to keep an eye on the waiter and trying to listen out for your name. And then they're like, oh, it's a 2-hour wait. I'm like, I'm not going to be here for 2 hours.
And if it's, not to sound old, but also if it's someone with super loud music, that's somewhere you go at the end of like where you're on the third act of a date. You've been to so many places and you've already exhausted the conversation, so you can kind of just sit and chill and just like vibe to the music. Not on a first date where you're like, so what do you do again?
Yeah, and then everyone around you knows it's a first date. Yeah, the table's also going to be pretty fast. No one can hear your conversation. Yeah. But yeah, I like a trendy bar because the other thing with just getting a drink, if you don't like them, you can say, I have dinner after.
Yeah.
And if you do like them, you can be like, let's get dinner after.
And I feel I'm better if I'm not trying to like think about eating, especially if you bring out something like, well, this is going to be hard to eat. This is something I should be eating behind a screen alone. Yeah,
maybe some French fries.
Yeah,
they're cute.
You can do like a delicate
cute
little
food. American and Ashley taught me that. What's cute food and what's not cute
food on a date, so important.
Yeah.
See, they say that education in this country has gone downhill, but I hear that from you.
Come to this bill.
And I think education is right where it should be. So anyway, the point of this episode, if you're just like, wait, am I tuning into the wrong podcast?
We're not a dating podcast.
But we could be.
We could be.
So many times when Em and I have been like alone somewhere, we've been sitting in a lot of airports together recently, we'll have like an hour chat about dating. And
there's so much good content in our heads.
I know. And afterwards I'm like, God, that would have been the world's best dating podcast episode if I'd ever heard it. But anyway, that's just between us, I guess. But you and I, two single gals out in the world, talk about dating quite a bit. And recently you had a little bit of a movie experience on a first date.
Yeah.
And I thought we're going to have to jump in and stop other men and women and people out in the world from having a similar experience.
Correct. Mine, I guess, would count as a failed first date.
Yeah.
Not because the date itself was bad, but the activity I chose for the date made it bad. So I went on a first date. It was one of those like we were going to go out for drinks and I was just really tired. It was like on a Friday, and it was a Friday where I had to come into the office, and it was just one of those Fridays where you do a lot of unplanned, a lot of work.
Yeah.
Usually my Fridays are a bit more relaxed, or I try to make them to be, but I just had so much on. I was working till like 7 p.m. and I was like, hey, I'm really tired. I know, like, for safety reasons, you should always meet in public space.
Yeah.
But we've been talking for a few weeks and we found out we had like a few mutual friends. So I was like, you are safe enough in my world.
Yeah, that's good checking.
Good checking. So I was like, do you want to just come over and let's just watch a movie?
Were you worried that he thought you were going to watch a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know
Did
what?
you have to open the door and be like, here's the movie? We're not, that could happen later, but we're actually going to watch a movie.
I was so tired. I was kind of okay with either or.
Yeah. You're like, as long as I keep my eyes closed for some of it, I don't care what we do.
But he was really nice about it.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, do you want to watch, like, what type of movie do you want to watch? And I was like, this new one with James Franco and Alison Brie has just come out, and we just talked about it on the spill because they had a very interesting press tour for it. They were
they're so cutesy and in love. You're probably thinking, aw.
Exactly.
What a cute, like, this
They're
is like
two
one of
like the funniest people in Hollywood. This is going to be like a comedy movie.
A beautiful love story where they have like the most beautiful meet cute story of meeting at, like, all of their friends were on this big group holiday in New Orleans and they met and he put on a mask that she was wearing, and when he asked her to marry him, he had kept that mask and he wrote on it, will you marry me? She didn't remember the mask, which was a kind of not a great part of their story, but like they're very, like, you know, the romance.
Oh, they're just so good together. And even when they're on doing press together, they had some really interesting like staged paparazzi photos.
Yeah.
Which should have kind of been my first red flag that this shouldn't be the movie.
I still maintain those photos of her clipping his toenails. Were they staged? I believe that couple would do that.
What about him, like, wringing her sweaty towel into his mouth?
Oh, that I feel was, I don't even know anymore. Actors, man.
Actors, man. Who knows what they're going to do next? I love my job.
Who knows what the brother of James Franco would do.
Anyway, so the movie they did together is called Together.
Yeah.
If you've watched the movie, you know exactly how this is going to go.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it,
filmed here in Australia.
tuned.
That doesn't matter, but just
was it?
Yeah, it was filmed down near Byron Bay, Gold Coast area. Oh. Yeah, we're in that cave. You and I could go to that cave. We could join together.
Not after watching that movie. I'll tell you that right now.
You know I love a cave.
I know. Oh my God. No, that actually makes me way more uncomfortable about this.
Okay, sorry.
But I have talked about this movie on Weekend Watch and I kind of talked about the reason why I watched it. Anyway, that to say, we were sitting on the couch watching this movie. It is a horror movie, which you might think is a great idea for a first date movie because you can get scared and snuggle up and you have an excuse to, like, touch the person next to you.
Yeah. When you're watching a horror movie on a first date, you're right, there are good ones. They have to be not, like, gruesome horror.
It has to be like slasher teen.
Yeah,
movies.
slasher teen, like a gothic horror because they're all a bit set. You're like, oh, do I want him to kill me?
I think the Scream movies are good for first dates.
Until you realize that, I don't want to spoil the greatest plot twist in cinematic history until you realize that it's your boyfriend killing everyone.
That's true.
But also he's hot doing it, so I don't know. But no, there's like,
they're always sexy.
You need something a bit, like a bit atmospheric and jumpy. So maybe you can do like a little handhold or like I said, a gothic horror, like a Nosferatu.
Oh my God, do not watch Nosferatu on your first date.
Why? That's a sexy movie.
No, that made me so uncomfortable.
No, I watched it with you, so it was so weird.
Not as uncomfortable as this movie Together is.
Yes. Tell the plot for people who aren't across.
Okay, so the plot of this story is it's a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Alison Brie, Dave Franco, don't know the actual names.
Okay.
They are in a relationship. They both are in a bit of like a contentious spot in their relationship where I think one of them wants to move forward with it. One of them's like, I don't know if this is going to work out. Anyway.
Alison Brie's character, when they decide they're moving away for her job to this little town and he has to give up his like ambitions to be a musician even though it's like mid-30s and he hasn't made it, and she does the proposal that they're going away partying with all their friends but she doesn't have a ring, she does like the box. Did you black that part out of your mind?
That was so cringe.
It's so awkward. And I'm
also because I was watching this on a first date.
No, I know,
the worst opening scene for a first date.
And I'm like, this is the horror movie. Proposing in front of your friends. Like, I don't even need
without
the body.
A ring.
Yeah, I don't even need the body horror stuff that's coming later. I'm like, this is terrifying because it's and also he clearly doesn't want to be proposed to by her. No. So then she has to be like, oh, sorry, haha.
And then they have this like embarrassing moment and the whole premise of this movie is basically they go for like a hike into this wilderness.
Which is your other horror movie.
Another horror movie. Like there's all these tropes of scariness and you never know what's going to happen. They're going for this hike. It starts pouring down with rain. They have this massive fight because they get lost. They take shelter in a cave. I think he drinks the water from a puddle in the cave, which is very important. And then they go to sleep and then they wake up and their legs are stuck together.
Yeah.
And it's they at first assume it's like some substance
They're
in
like,
the
oh,
cave.
it's mildew that's like, because it's damp in the cave. It's just like, we're just stuck together.
But it really hurts when they rip their legs apart. And then as the movie goes on, you see both of them physically drawn to each other. Like they'll be asleep and their bodies will just start moving out of their beds to go towards each other. So they try to do this thing where they just separate forever and they can't. Their bodies are always drawn to each other. And then it's like, I don't want to spoil it.
No, but there's some kind of like, at first it's like, oh, is this a bit sexy because like they haven't been having sex because they're in like a bit of a rough
oh my God,
patch in
that
their
scene where they have
relationship.
sex.
And then they do have sex in the cubicle at the school she teaches at, which is traumatizing everyone. They get stuck together. Yeah. That scene. Yeah. And that on a first date. So at this stage of the movie, when you're watching them have this hot sex scene, but it's like animalistic, and then they get stuck together and she has to like rip his penis out of her. Did you look over at your date and be like, hey, do you want another drink?
God. It was one of those like horror movies that was so body horror scary that we were on opposite ends of the couch.
Oh no.
Because the whole premise of this movie is that every time Alison, Brie and Dave Franco touch, they will get stuck together.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not touching this person next to me.
And not stuck together in like a cute, like when they first get stuck together.
No, they get molded together.
They can just pull apart. One point where that she pulls out the chainsaw to separate their skin.
So the idea of the movie is like two becoming one. Yeah. Like how in love can you be with a person?
So it's actually kind of romantic, especially like, did you find that we won't give spoilers away because also this movie's coming out on streaming now. I watched it on Prime Video. You can buy it there. I thought this movie was incredible. I really loved it. Did you think the ending, without giving it away, do you think it was romantic?
Romantic?
I thought it was so romantic.
No, I thought it was bloody weird.
Yeah, but romantic. Okay, well.
Oh my God.
Obviously, only one of us believes in true love, and it's me. Shocking turn of events.
No way. You think that's like how, like you thought that was romantic for them to have their life like that for the rest of
Well, the other option was not great for them, either of them. Yes,
yeah, that's true.
If the man I loved and I've been together for years had those two choices, I would not want him to pick this is so hard without giving spoilers away. The one he picked was the right one for being in love with her. The only option if you're in love with the person.
I don't think they were in love though. I think they were just obsessed with each other.
No, they were in love because that's the only reason it worked at the end.
No, I don't think. I think the reason it worked at the end because they wanted it to work. I think if they didn't want it to work, I don't think that necessarily means they're in love.
I think it only works if you are one. At the end of the day, you are one person.
Okay, we're just giving away this whole movie.
If you have watched the movie, please DM us and let us know what you think. Did you think it was disgusting?
Whatever it was, that
beautiful?
end scene creeped me the F out. I never want to see that ever again.
Have you seen this gentleman
How
caller?
do they even do that?
What do you mean?
That end scene.
It's AI, buddy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And what happened after you watched the movie with this gentleman caller? Have you seen him since, or did that movie
never saw him again?
And that movie, the movie's to blame.
I want to blame the movie, because I want to tell myself that I had nothing to do with what happened.
I think in this case we can definitely blame the movie.
That's a good thing about like this episode is like we're giving you the movies that you shouldn't watch on a first date. Yeah. But if you do watch them on a first date and the date goes badly, it's not your fault.
Yeah, it's just the movie's fault.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Okay. This movie might seem like a bit of an obvious choice, but it is the ultimate bad date movie that has become like part of how we describe pop culture in movies, and it's spawned its own term for someone that you don't want to date.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say.
What were you going to say?
I thought you were going to say something like the movie Gaslight.
Oh, no. You know what? I had Gaslight on my list. Because I
did too, but I thought that was too obvious.
Yeah, I thought it was too obvious as well.
Fatal Attraction's a good one,
But I feel like one day we'll have to talk about that movie because I feel like when people say gaslighting, they don't understand the movie that it came from.
It was a huge
and when you watch that
movement.
movie, you'll be even more upset about the term gaslighting. Yeah. Anyway, Fatal Attraction.
Excellent choice.
One of the most iconic thriller movies of all time. Came out in 1987, so well before you were born.
I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, I was barely alive, so both of us missed it in cinemas, but I have watched it many times.
Imagine watching that in cinemas.
Oh, apparently the reaction, like, like the time like those kind of movies that have a huge reaction kind of make headlines, and this was one of them.
Yeah, wow.
So if you said you haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
Oh, you have seen it. Oh my God, thank goodness. That's a lot of explaining
I have seen it. I've seen it like when I was Actually, I think I was way too young when I watched it.
Yeah, you probably missed the context. Also, I watched it when I was really young as well because, no rules growing up at home.
It was one of those. Where I was like, ooh, mum's not home. I'm going to watch it on like VCR.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I've seen it since.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like as an adult, I've changed sides for which side I'm on. So for people who haven't seen it, this is a really iconic movie. It tells the story of Dan Gallagher, played by Michael Douglas. Mm-hmm. And
so hot.
He isn't, hot in this role. Like, people are like, why did Catherine Zeta-Jones marry him? And I'm like, because even though he's 50 years older than her, he's still hot.
And they are so in love.
They're so in love.
Oh my God,
that's really
so
cute.
hot.
I wonder what movie they watched on their first date. Zorro. She's like, look at how good I look.
I would if I was her.
So he's an attorney living in Manhattan, and one day while his wife, who he is seemingly in a loving relationship with, and daughter are out of town, he meets Alex, played by Glenn Close, and she is an editor for a publishing company, so their jobs mix. That's how they meet. They have a wild, passionate night of sex, and he's kind of ready to go straight away. And this is where things get a bit like after the sex, and she's kind of like wants to spend time with him, and then she threatens to cut her wrists if he leaves, so he stays. And that should have been the first inkling that this wasn't going to go well.
Yeah, and that's also the first scene that if you are watching this on a date, you're a bit like, oh, this is the wrong choice.
Yeah. And then what happens is it's the movie is almost positioned, and for many years was seen as a cautionary tale for what can happen to poor men who just want to have a little affair on the side, didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Poor, rich, good-looking men.
Who cheat on their wife when they get caught up in the throes of a crazy woman.
You have to pick the right woman to cheat with.
Who just didn't understand it was one night. So what happens is the character of Alex becomes very, very obsessed with him, with Dan. And she starts calling his home. She shows up at his office. She calls his office. He says not to put her calls through.
I forgot how scary this movie was.
Well, yeah. No, Glenn Close is so good.
And she's so good at playing scary. Remember my 101 Dalmatians?
No, I think about that all the time.
She's so scary.
I thought about that when I interviewed her the other day.
Imagine if I would have cried.
Yeah, you couldn't have been here.
I would have had some PTSD.
That's why you weren't even in the building when I interviewed Glenn Close, because I can't be like, you really scared my friend Emily.
God, that would have triggered something in me.
So Alex then begins to really, really stalk Dan in terms of going to his home. She attacks his car. At one stage, she does something quite iconic, it has to be said, is that he and the family are out and they come home and they find that Alex has been in the house and she has boiled their pet rabbit alive. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, no,
it's the best scene in the whole movie.
Oh my God, I forgot.
I got nothing against rabbits. I had a pet rabbit when I was younger. I got nothing against them. But it's just such a statement to me.
Maybe she was hungry.
No, it was to sort of show him what she could do. So that actually spawned a term that is, I don't know if the kids use it today, but it was being used for many years. Have you ever heard anyone say, oh my God, she's such a bunny boiler?
Absolutely not.
Have you never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Have you never used it? I say it quite a bit.
She's maybe a bunny. What? Okay, and you're insinuating what?
That she's just a stage 5 clinger.
That is insane.
Or she'll act crazy. Haven't you ever been with a group of friends?
I want to use that. Let's bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Yeah, well, in my mind, it never went away.
She's such a bunny boiler.
Yeah, so say one of your guy friends, because the thing is it's always used about women, even though I would caution that men are the biggest bunny boilers of all time. But say one of your guy friends is like, oh, I just went on one date with this girl. Now she's calling me. She came to my office the other day. And you would say, oh, she's such a bunny boiler. Or you've got yourself a bunny boiler. Or what are we going to do about that bunny boiler?
Oh my God, I think I'm a bunny boiler.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's okay if you are. It's okay if you self-identify as a bunny boiler.
Sometimes you just like someone after the first date.
And you want to do just a little bit of light stalking.
And you just want to follow them around and be with them every single day.
Next minute, I get a call from the police. Be like,
because you're my emergency contact.
Yeah. They're like, we've apprehended Emily outside a man's house and she's attached herself to the door and is threatening not to leave. So the bunny boiling in the movie is super iconic. And Alex sort of goes on to continue stalking him.
Why she always plays characters that don't like animals?
Why? Because she was Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians. I don't know. Maybe Glenn Close secretly hates animals. Oh, I do wish I'd asked her that in our interview. I bet you no one else has asked her that question.
No one has. I know.
All right. If I ever interview her again, I'll ask her. And then it escalates to the point where like she kidnaps their daughter, and it's this whole thing of like her and so like Glenn Close and Michael Douglas's characters have this kind of brutal fight towards the end, and in the original ending, they had Glenn Close kind of like kill herself and kind of have him like wrapped up in it. And then test audiences hated that because they're like, we don't like that she gets the last laugh in a way.
Yeah.
So in the movie, they have her like brutally attack him and him kill her. And then she like, it's a classic horror movie thing where she comes back and then he kills her again. And through this whole movie, he's seen as the hero. So it's why it's bad for a first date movie. In a way, like on paper, you might think it's good because like it's a bit sexy at first. It's a bit atmospheric and you're like, ooh, they're having a little affair. This is fun as I sit next to my date on the couch with a glass of wine. But then it just is actually like it's almost like a feminist movie.
Yeah.
Like it'll kind of make you hate men a little bit because when I first watched it as a kid, I was like, oh my God, that awful woman's crazy to that nice man and his nice family and they live in a nice house and they're not crazy. And she's just, you know, showing up with like a blood dripping knife trying to kill them. But as you get older, you're kind of like, she kind of has a point.
Yeah.
And she's just going after what she wants.
Yeah. She's just true feminist.
And she's just
like us.
She's just like us. She's just out there she's just a single gal doing the best she can.
Yeah, she has nothing else to go on.
And so as
and you know what? He shouldn't have done that in the first place.
Yeah, and he really gets like, yes, his wife's mad at him, but he's like, everyone sees her as the villain just because she's out killing animals and trying to kill him and kidnapping his child and stalking him. And everyone's like, oh, she's so bad. And I was like, well, who amongst us has not done something crazy when they have a crush?
Oh my God.
So I'm team Alex now for that movie.
Okay.
I'm team Glenn Close. And I just feel like it's not the best movie to watch on a first date because it kind of does make you wary of hooking up with anyone in case they go crazy afterwards. Yeah. And it kind of makes you feel like all men are dirtbags.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, you're like, don't touch me or I will kill your family pet.
That's so
and
true.
then the date's over.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's actually such a good example. Yeah. But I kind of want to watch it now.
No, watch it. Okay, and also if you start hearing Bunny Boiler used across the podcast, it's because we're bringing it back.
Yes, I'm bringing it back. Let's do it, Bunny Boilers.
Okay, what else do you have on your list?
Okay, the next movie I want to talk about is also a movie that you might not think is a bad first date movie, but I watched it probably on a third or fourth date.
Oh, okay.
And
then never saw him again?
It's not that I didn't see him again, but I think that movie ended up being a catalyst of our breakup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah. Anyway, it's a rom-com as well, which is so funny.
No, that's okay.
Friends with Benefits.
Oh, okay. So Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached. The two movies.
I haven't actually watched No Strings Attached.
They're basically the same
because they both came out in the same year, the same time, and I got confused.
The same movie, the same premise came out in the same year.
Yeah.
And like the names are interchangeable. So which one did you say?
Friends with Benefits. So the Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake one.
Yeah.
Not the Natalie Portman and
Ashton Kutcher
one. Not that one.
Which is maybe, I think the Natalie Portman, Ashton Kutcher one was the better one.
I don't think you can get a better one with this movie premise.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sure.
So Friends with Benefits. It's because I chose this one because I actually watched it on a date and it didn't go well.
Why?
So the whole movie is about Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis, their work friends. He's come from LA for a new job in New York, which is where she's working. And they become really close friends. And then they're sitting on a couch, like talking shit, drinking beers. And she's like, I just miss having really good sex without there having to be something that comes out of it. And he's like, I'm the same. And then they were like, let's just have sex, but stay friends.
Yeah.
So it's all about the sex.
On paper, a perfect setup.
A perfect setup. And then it's a sequence of them just having really hot sex and still being friends, and it's all going well. And then we get to a point in the movie where she's like, hey, I think I want to start dating again.
Yeah.
And it was still fine. He's like, let's stop having sex. You want to date someone? And she finds like a kind of situationship boyfriendy thing. And she's dating him. She gets dumped or something happens in that relationship. They go through a breakup. She gets dumped. And she comes back to Justin Timberlake and she's like, I hate men. Why is dating so hard? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go visit my sister in LA. Why don't you just come with me?
Yeah.
She goes to LA. And then you hear there's like some big like climax of contention, but they end up having sex in a non-friends with benefits way. In like a very romantic, slow, giving, receiving.
Yeah, it's very romantic and very, because like their earlier sex scenes are either very kind of like just get it, do it, and get out of here. Or
I'll tell you what I want, and you tell me what you want, and we'll just do that.
Yeah, or they're giving each other like tips and tricks in a way that is like showing your friend how to like throw a baseball or something.
Yeah.
Like it's not really that sexy.
And then the sex scene in LA is like it changes the tone of their relationship because they both leave that room feeling a bit different about each other.
And you can especially see with her that she was like, oh, this is the guy for me now. Yeah.
And then there's some more contention around that on like she overhears him saying to his sister that she's so difficult and she's like, well, I'm not difficult. Yeah. And then they make up and then they end up being in a relationship together, which is how we all know that movie was going to end.
Yeah. They end up, is this the movie with the flash mob at the end?
Yeah, oh my God, I forgot about the flash
That's
mob.
why you shouldn't watch on a date because nothing good comes from a flash mob.
It wasn't the flash mob. Anyway, it's a fine movie to watch if you're in a relationship. But I think when you're in those early stages of dating, it puts the idea in your head that you think the other person is thinking about it.
Oh.
Where I feel like it's one of those, because the good thing about movies and TV shows is that it sticks with you for a long time. And especially if you're having a shared watching experience, it's something that you constantly talk about because it's such a shared moment.
Yeah.
And then I remember being on that date, watching the movie, and it just kind of changed the tone of our relationship afterwards, because I think that movie gave us permission to ask for what we wanted from each other. Yeah. And we wanted different things. And it was too early to have that discussion.
Oh, okay. I see exactly what you mean, because at first you're chatting about the movie, you're like, oh, it's so funny. And then you're just like, oh, she was crazy for thinking that. And the guy can be like, oh, no, I mean, he had a point. Yeah. All of a sudden you're on completely opposite sides of where your relationship is, even though you were talking about Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis.
And it's also like, because it's a movie, you're watching it for an hour. So it makes you feel like they're having all these deep conversations, and the changes in their dynamics of their relationship is only happening over 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it makes you think that you can do that now?
Yeah, exactly. It also makes it look like finding that person, having that first date and falling in love is the thing to keep kind of chasing in a way. So then you sort of start thinking like, oh, is this the person I really want to like lock myself into? Yeah. If I'm not, when I could, and I'm never going to have that burst of like that first date love again. And it also pushes you to like define your relationship very quickly.
Exactly.
Like you're saying.
And it also, I feel like the friends with benefits thing rarely ends well where both of them are happy.
Yeah.
Like it's a rare occurrence.
It ends well in a lot of movies, but in real life.
Real life, it's messy as hell.
Yeah.
And it usually ends with you guys hating each other.
Yeah.
Or like it might work in a relation. You might try to have a relationship and then realize because you were just friends with benefits this whole time, you actually don't know each other that well. And then it blows up.
Yeah.
Or then it just like fizzles out and you never see them again, ever again.
That's so dark.
It's so dark. And I'm like, this is a rom-com and it's so funny.
And just when we thought we didn't need another reason to hate Justin Timberlake.
Justin.
And then he's ruined Emily's dating life.
And then your boyfriend gets a DUI in Beverly Hills and he gets stopped and he has the world tour to think about.
Yeah. And then they hang a photo of him with his mugshot in the local gallery.
And also when I rewatched that movie, she is such a pick-me girl.
Yeah.
It's so, like watching it when I was
that was very of the time.
So of the time. When I was in my early 20s watching that, I was like, she's so cool. I want to be like her. She's so fun. And now when I watch it, I'm like, I wouldn't even want to be in the same room as her.
No. Oh, isn't that awful? Yeah, it's that is so
She's
true.
Like jumping off the Hollywood sign. How'd you get up there?
Yeah. Oh, but he has to get, when he got airlifted out. Why did I think that was Justin Timberlake? I was like, that's so what happened to him. It's so unfortunate.
He does a pink moment.
That was such a specific moment in time where every rom-com leading lady was very much like,
she's like, I'm so small and petite, I can get blown away by the wind, but also like, look, I can
so
throw a football,
I
can drink a beer.
Yeah. And like,
I eat so much burgers, but where does it go?
Yeah. And I just like to hang out with the boys. I don't have any girlfriends. I love working in a male-dominated
I never get along with
area
women.
Because, women are so difficult to work with. Yuck.
And I ate it all up.
Yeah. And you're like, that's what I should be like on a date. But
yuck, imagine if, no.
Wow. So many lessons from that movie. Person. They should put that movie in the curriculum to study for teenagers.
Yes. I think we should do a full analysis of that movie.
Of that movie. Yeah. Okay. Well,
scene by scene.
Then you're going to have to watch the other Friends hooking up movies so we can compare and contrast.
Oh my God, that's a good idea, actually.
That's a good idea, yeah.
This or that.
Okay. I also have a comedy. One that it's not the cool girl thing, speaking of that, to say that this movie fills you with a sense of dread, because the leading lady said that this movie wasn't great and lost her entire career. over it. So just be warned as we start this conversation. Knocked Up.
Oh.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So it came out in 2007 and was performed super well at the box office.
I love that movie.
No, it's a good movie. It's just when you start to think about it's like all these movies are kind of okay on their own to watch as a first date. It's when you start, if you're talking about it with your date, or you start thinking about what could happen if you keep dating this person. Yeah.
How old was she meant to be in the movie?
Like, they keep on how old she is, so she's like nearly 30. So if she doesn't have the baby, this is her last chance kind of vibe. So this movie came out in 2007 and it starred Seth Rogen as a guy called Ben, and it was when Katherine Heigl had already had like her big Grey's Anatomy turn, but at that moment in time, she was a real leading lady in Hollywood. Like her face is on all the billboards, every movie, like
has
every
she just
weekend.
like left Grey's Anatomy to just be movies?
I think she was still. It's kind of in that grey area where she was like on the way up, but she had done a lot of big movies, and she was the in-demand leading lady. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that I think it was Anne Hathaway who was meant to play the role, and she pulled out last minute because she didn't think this. She could kind of see into the future, like this is a bit problematic. It's not going to age well. And so Katherine Heigl stepped in. So Katherine Heigl plays a TV reporter, super ambitious, waiting for her big break. She gets a really good like role at work. And so she's out and about and she meets this guy, Ben, played by Seth Rogen, who is the typical like schlubby, like, I mean, Seth Rogen.
And also Seth Rogen just hired all his friends.
Yeah, as he
to
does.
play his friends.
Yeah, as he does. It's very Adam Sandler of him. But not even the way he looks, because as we know, men can get away with anything. Yeah. And so they don't have to be like conventionally attractive to be a leading man. But it's like
Seth Rogen always played a particular type of role in the late 2000s. And it was the guy that no one really wanted to be with.
Yeah, and also his character in this is meant to be kind of like a bit of a no-hoper. Like he's living off some compensation money that he got years ago, so he doesn't work. He's like not super fun to be around. He's like very like self-indulgent. So Katherine Heigl and him meet up. They get super drunk. They sleep together one night. The next morning she wakes up and she's a bit like, she has that feeling we've all had of like, oh, wish I hadn't done that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice enough to him and everything. And obviously gets pregnant.
Yeah.
And then they have to sort of, they try and then start dating. Mm-hmm. This is where it becomes a horror movie. Because you can, even though it's meant to be a comedy that has a happy ending, part of me feels that Katherine Heigl is playing it this way, that she's still trying to talk herself into being with this guy, but it's kind of ruined her life. Yeah. Not the baby has ruined her life, because she does want the baby, so she keeps it, which is very nice. But this idea that she has to talk herself into being in love with the father, who we all know she would never have hung out with again. And it's meant to be a tale about how beautiful women are so dismissive of like the nice guy, and how if you like actually give the nice guy a chance, he will be your Prince Charming. But this guy does next to nothing for her.
Yeah, it's
kind of treats her like crap through the whole movie. At the end, like finds her obstetrician to help her give birth. And everyone's like, he's a hero. He showed up. I'm like, that is the bare minimum that man should have done.
Oh my God, I forgot about all of this.
You watch it with different eyes. And again, I don't want to go pick apart a comedy from ages ago, because I find that's not helpful. And like Seth Rogen.
And it's always that tone of like, beautiful women should give the nice guy a chance. I'm like, that's all beautiful women do.
Yeah.
It's like they always give the nice guy a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've seen
it's not like an uncommon thing.
Exactly. Also, if he had really gone above and beyond for her and they really had chemistry, which I feel they could have had, because I find Seth Rogen very charismatic. I've listened to interviews with him, or like watched interviews with him before, and just thought, God, that's an attractive man. Because he's so smart and interesting.
So attractive. And like in the roles he does now, like in Platonic on Apple, I'm like, oh my God, he's like the dream guy.
So they made him so, it's almost like she's being punished all the way through the movie for having sex.
Yeah.
And you keep thinking there's going to be some redemption for this man, and they try and give him a redemption, but it never really comes. So it really, if you watch it with different eyes, it is a horror movie of a woman.
It's like she should accept him for the way he is. I'm like, but he's shit.
Yeah.
He's not a cool dude.
Why doesn't she just take that baby and live with it in a little granny flat at the back of her sister's house?
Yes.
And also everyone treats Leslie Mann's character in that movie like an absolute pill. And I was like, she's the only one who's getting stuff done.
Leslie Mann always plays like the best character
She's
in any film.
She's the one who's like, you're a dirtbag, get out of here. My sister can raise this baby. Oh, she's like, I'll raise the baby. And I was like, that woman's a goddamn hero. And she's painted as the villain, and I won't stand for that. So you're watching this on a first date, right? And you start looking sideways and thinking like, well, if you're watching on the couch at home, we're probably going to have sex afterwards. Then I might get pregnant. Then I'm going to have to stay with this man forever, and I'm going to spend forever talking myself into liking him.
And it's the first time, like, I don't even know his last name.
Yeah. He could be a pill like Seth Rogen is in this movie. And also the last scene in this movie, where they're driving with the baby towards his home, and they're meant to be having this like really cute back and forth banter. And I don't know if Katherine Heigl was playing it this way, but I do feel like she feels like someone who is so trapped in a situation that she is talking herself into like liking this man and having this bantery conversation. But as their car's driving along, you can just tell she wants to throw herself out of the moving car. Is my take on it now watching it.
Oh my God.
And I just think if you're watching it on a first date, it'll just make you never want to touch a man again. Never have a one night stand. Never date anyone.
Scary.
Never give anyone a chance.
Yeah.
Never put any dating over your career. Next thing you know, you're ending the date.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now we're never going to get date again.
No, we're never going to date again.
Well.
We're never going to date again, and no one else listening to this episode is ever going to date again. We're finished.
Well, our movies just make you hate men.
I know. Actually, I do think that's what I was getting at as I went through.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of hating men,
no
movie has made me hate a man like this next one I'm going to do just to finish us off.
Oh my God.
Have you seen Ready or Not?
No.
Oh my God, you would love it. Oh my God, I almost feel bad telling you anything about it.
No, I need to know.
Spoil it.
Wait, what is this movie about? I don't think I've even heard of it.
I can't believe you haven't heard of it. The scenes that have come from it are so iconic. Like, I feel like it's become a shorthand for just like never get married and in-laws are terrible and all men are terrible is the takeaway. It's getting a sequel soon. Next year, the sequel's coming out. I'm so excited. The cast is so good. Anyway, so this came out in 2019. It's a horror comedy. It stars,
a horror comedy?
A horror comedy, my fave.
Oh my God.
It stars Aussie girl Samara Weaving, who is such a good screen queen. And not just like in the idea that she's great in a horror movie, but apparently she has one of the best screens in Hollywood. She's been in quite a few horror movies, including the last Scream movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of actresses can't, which is fair enough because you have to really can't get that really big screen that you need for movies, and they have to dub it in later.
I've seen this movie.
Oh, I thought you had. I was like, you definitely have.
Wait, about the house and then they have to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, but did it make you not want to date? Because here's what's happened.
Obviously it didn't.
Yeah. Haven't been on a date since 2019.
Crazy.
So Samara Weaving plays Grace, and she's a young woman who falls in love with this man called Alex. She also grew up in foster homes and have her own family. So when she falls in love with Alex, she is just thinking, this is it. I've done what everyone who grows up without a family dreams of. I've met this lovely man who loves me for me. She really wants to get married, and he is been estranged from his family, but when they find out that they're getting married, they offer to kind of like throw them a big wedding and stuff. So she's like, oh my God, great. I'm marrying this man. I'm going to have his whole family. And to make things even better, the family is rich.
So rich. They live in like a massive mansion.
The Les Domas family.
Yeah. It's one of those mansions where you didn't even know rooms existed.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got maids walking around in their outfits and stuff. So they
also like dress up like the queen.
Yes. And these families are like a bit weird and eccentric, but she's kind of just like, oh, they're old money and that's fine. He said they were a bit weird. So the movie opens with their wedding and it's so wildly romantic. And she meets all of his family, including his brother Daniel. And this is why I want to recommend this movie because we're still in Nobody Wants This territory.
Yeah.
Played by Adam Brody.
Yeah.
In, I think, one of his best roles ever. This is a very overlooked role in his filmography.
Yeah, but I also think like he was the reason why I watched this movie.
Oh, was he?
Like he was the name in the movie that made me go, I want to watch this.
Yeah, there's such a good cast. Like Andy McDowell's in it too. Yeah. The cast for the sequel is like off the hook. So they get married and then Alex tells Grace that they have a family tradition where when anyone in the family gets married on the wedding night, they play a game where they have this like set of cards and the person getting married.
There's a lot of members in the family.
Yeah, there's a big, so you've got his brothers and sisters and like their spouse and the kids and all, all there, and they're all creepy as hell looking. Which she's just like, yeah, that's fine. And so she draws a card that says hide and seek. And at first she's like, oh, are we really gonna play hide and seek? Like this is so silly. But she's at this stage, she's like, it's just a game, it's fine. And they say yes. And so she goes off to hide and his sister, I think it is, comes in the room looking for her. And this is when she realizes it's not a game because she shoots a maid in the head thinking it's Grace. Yeah. And that is when she realizes it's not a game because this family, one of their ancestors had made a deal with essentially the devil. Mm-hmm. And the deal is that every time someone comes into the family, if they pick that card, then they have to kill them before sunrise. Otherwise, the entire family will die. So now the entire family that Grace has married into including her brand new husband who said he loved her, are hunting her through the night for this big mansion the whole time she's in her wedding dress, which gets increasingly more
really nice dress.
Bloodied and ripped as she continually has to kill members of the family. And it makes you not want to watch on a first date or get married or anything. For obviously, then you'd always be worried about meeting your in-laws.
I know I am.
Yeah, because this is always in the back of my head now.
Yeah.
that this could happen.
And it's like the trick of being so welcoming.
Yeah.
And also, I went in watching this movie not knowing it was horror.
Oh, really?
No, because Adam Brody is meant to be a safe person for me.
Oh, he tries to be the brother. That's so cute. So he does try and help her and that doesn't end. But that's so good because you can see the conflict in him of like he knows what his family is doing is terribly wrong. Yeah. And so he almost tries to help his new sister-in-law. No, the reason, okay, not even the in-laws. That's not enough to make me not want to date someone. A lot of people have bad in-laws. You can still date them. You get the ick with Alex in the movie. The first time you get the ick with him, right, is when he's like trying to, because at first he's trying to help her and protect her and help her get out of the house. And she was like, why did you bring me here? Why'd you do this? He's like, well, you're the one who wanted to get married. And she is justifiably like, what?
Oh,
like,
my God.
Victim blame much?
Gaslighter number one.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I wanted to get married and think your family was going to kill me and like hunt me through the night like I'm an animal and kick.
And he's like, well, you shouldn't presume things.
Yeah, exactly. So he puts it back on her. Yeah. And get half the maids in the house killed. Yeah. To be fair, they are helping to kill Grace, but one of the sisters is just a very trigger happy and keeps accidentally shooting them in the head.
The maid's like, come on, man, it's me. I've worked here for years. We've killed so many people together.
I know. Well, that's like when she falls into the pit with all the old bodies. And the dad's like, does she look like she's wearing a big white dress? Stop killing the help. It's a very funny movie. But also, Alex then turns on, okay, not really spoiling it too much. A lot happens that I haven't even talked about. Alex turns on his new wife towards the end because he sees her hitting his mother who was trying to kill her. And that also gave me the ick because you know what we don't love? A mama's boy. Yeah. Not cute. So at this stage, so you're watching this on a date.
I think it's a red flag. Yeah. And I'm so sorry because you have no control over this at all if a guy doesn't have sisters.
A red flag if he doesn't have sisters. Interesting. I almost think the same thing.
Like your brother, not a red flag.
Yeah.
Because he only has sisters. In fact, that's like the complete opposite. Like green.
I do think that's why his wife married him.
Yeah.
Well, because when they first got together, his wife was like, can I just meet your sisters like individually first? Because I think that many sisters is a lot in one go.
Yeah.
But it is a green flag. Like he was across things. He'd watch Gilmore Girls. It's fine.
Exactly.
So what are guys meant to do? Go out and find like a foster sister or something?
I don't know what they're going to do, but that's
on them. You know, I can't take on that mental load for you. I can't like make the travel plans, look after the house and find you a sister. So Alex turns out in this movie to be a bit of a pill. And just because not only did he marry her and then blame her for them being in the situation, but he's then like, don't hit my mom. I'm going to try to kill you.
Love with his mom.
And also he tries to get out of the house and save her. I can't even do it. I'm like, what is the point of you? You had one job, which was to get your wife out of the house before she became a ritual sacrifice. And you know he didn't plan the wedding. He didn't help with that.
Yeah,
his one task was to make sure she didn't die. And she had to do all the other wedding planning.
But then if he made sure she didn't die, then he would die.
Yeah, that's the correct thing to do.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Is let your entire family die.
He should have just not married her.
Yeah, exactly.
But every time you bring someone into the family, I'm like, stop bringing people into the family.
Stop marrying people.
Clearly you want to kill them, which is why you keep bringing them in.
I know. And he's like, oh, women are such nags. She has had to get married. Now she's brought this upon herself. So by the end of the movie, at first you're just like, it's a bit like, oh, it's so cute because he's protecting her. And then you just get, as the movie goes along. And by the end of it, not only do you not believe in dating anyone, you don't believe in marriage, and you also don't believe in ever touching another man.
And you don't believe in rich people. You don't.
Don't believe in people who own dynasties.
Don't believe in wedding dresses.
I'm actually on the side of the devil at the end of this movie because he pops up and he was just like, good job, girl.
The devil's like, come on, time's ticking.
Like, why is the devil the only honourable man in this movie?
The devil's like, I gave you the rules and you need to follow them. That's my one thing.
The devil actually in this movie comes across super well because he follows the rules. He holds up his side of the bargain and he's really nice to Grace. He's just like, yeah, you did a good job, girl. You can leave because that's the game.
Yeah.
And then
thank you for all these souls.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you killed the whole family. Well done to you. And then it ends with this truly iconic shot. Again, guys, still watch the movie. We've left out so much. You can still watch it. But it ends with a truly iconic shot where the police and everything arrive the next morning. The house is destroyed. Grace is sitting on the front step and in covered in blood and dirt and human remains in her wedding dress. And they ask her what happens and she just goes, in-laws. And I was like, that
so
is
true, girl.
And I was like, why is this the best anti-marriage movie I've ever seen?
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that movie.
So don't watch it on a first date and don't watch it with a fiance or a husband.
And don't watch it if you're scared because it was a scary movie.
Did you think it was a scary movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you and I have different tropes
I
of
know.
scary. It's a horror comedy. It's meant to be funny.
Yeah, but you know what you should watch? Who you should watch it with?
Who?
Your in-laws.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Especially if they're being kind of difficult.
You can say it without needing to say it. Just put the movie on.
And be like, this is a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
You're like, this is actually based on true events. Then press play. But yeah, it does make you never want to date, which is why you shouldn't watch on a first date because you're sabotaging yourself.
Agreed.
So hopefully now we've deterred anyone from dating ever again. And a lot of
that wasn't
women...
what we set out to do.
No, we didn't mean to do it. This is actually meant to be a helpful episode.
No, I'm just saying, I'm leaving this episode angry at all men.
Me too. Oh no, what's a nice movie about men?
We'll get back to you.
Okay, we'll think on that.
We'll think on that.
And we'll come back to you. But just maybe
Ocean's 11.
That's a nice movie about men.
Yeah, it's about them working. Expendables.
Oh no,
it's about men working together to defeat terrorism or whatever.
Sure, that sounds great. Men who have a hobby are super helpful.
Yes.
So that's what we want. I guess Ocean's 11, Expendables are both just really at the end of the day.
Men who have hobbies that make us money.
Yeah. That's
Come home at the end of the day and give us all your money that you stole.
That's what you should watch on a first date to sort of set the tone of where you want the
Ocean's
relationship
11,
to go.
great first date.
Yeah, because George Clooney famously treats Julia Roberts super well in that movie, as do the rest of the men. That's terrible dating advice, Emily.